Good morning. Today's Thursday, February 25th, and let's take a quick look. So yesterday, I was looking at that from the weekly recap. We met our target to the downside, and the main point was that we need to close and trade above this resistance line and break the top. Even if we come down afterwards, we just need to retest this area. We need to grab liquidity and then hopefully find some support on above DMAs. That will be pretty healthy. And I've been looking for further upside. However, this is looking like it just wants to trade sideways, but let's see how the weekly ends. We'll take a look closer during the weekly recap. On Tesla, we have made our targets for this week, both of them. And because this went straight down without any bounces along the way here. And if I was trading on the long side, this is not financial advice. I'm just be trailing my stop. So if I'm looking at the daily, I still have a little bit of room left. Not so much though, because we are going to hit resistance here. We have all these EMAs. If we can shoot above it, that'd be great. However, this is pretty strong resistance for now. So let's keep an eye on that. Facebook, we're still within this formation, so nothing really to update. We're just going sideways. Apple, finally getting that bounce here. However, we are trading below the 89 exponential on the daily, and we haven't really done that since last year, March. So keep an eye on that. It's pretty weak. AMD, we got our retest, which I was looking for from this breakdown of the rising wedge, right about the wick. So that I'd say that's pretty much met. So let's see what happens. Maybe it'll come down to the 200, meeting up to the support line. It's Thursday. I would just wait for the weekly close and set up your plays for next week. Google, we were looking for some downside into the 21 exponential on the daily. So once we pretty much punted along here, we were looking for a 21 exponential to a 10 simple play. And those are pretty money. So looks like we got that right to the wick. So the 10 simple nicely coincided with the resistance line. So that was pretty strong right there. So we got a 2000. We got about a $70 move. That's pretty good. NVIDIA, I was talking about during the weekly recap and throughout the week that this looks similar to what Netflix did all the way over here, where it kind of spiked down after trading on above it, giving you like a little bit of a bear trap and just boom, off we go. Seemed a little exaggerated, which is kind of how this is looking a little bit. However, I'd be cautious. I would want this to be trading above it. So if this comes back up to test the zone, I'll be pretty interested. We don't want to see this rolling over action. We just want to be seeing sideways. Sideways is pretty healthy, especially in these formations. And ideally, this diagonal should not break. So keep an eye on that. Walmart, pretty weak. Trading below 200, not good. Still looking for the 377 exponential on that daily. Again, we haven't traded there since March. Looks like we're repeating it, potentially. Now, Beyond Meat, I was still looking for, excuse the cars outside. Still looking for a bounce here. So we held the 200. That's pretty good. Nice hammer there. And I'm looking to meet up to this cross. If we do that and we can't get above it, not a death sentence in itself, but it's not exactly good. Now looking back, what have we been doing? Sideways. This is a huge formation. What's going to happen? We'll see. Wait for the weekly close and we can reassess. But potentially, I'd be looking for further downside just because it's an IPO. Not too long ago since it IPO'd, but we'll take it day by day. GME, just want to point something out here. On the 4-hour. So ever since the weekly recap, I've been looking for this formation to break to the upside. And my conservative targets were the white line, since it was a meme stock. It's pretty garbage fundamentals, but I don't trade on fundamentals, so I'm looking at this for a dead cat. And I was saying how only if this formation breaks to the upside, so we have a 4-hour close above it, so that was a pretty good entry and above the resistance line. So only then would this be considered a break and confirmation, which we got. Now I've been posting a lot on TikTok and Instagram, which has just started, and we got this comment, which I thought was pretty funny. I'll pay you $500 if Jamie actually hits 150 this week. And stop the, I think he's missing an R here. Now, I'm not an emotional trader. I like to trade with technicals. Like I was saying I was trying to drive at during the weekly recap, fundamentals have pretty much gone out the window for the most part since the computer age, and technical analysis has been more relevant. However, technical analysis is not the same as trading. I'd say 90% of trading is emotional. So we'll get into that more on the weekly. Now, this I was looking for, let me look in the daily. So because a stock that rose up in this exaggerated fashion, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a dead cat to at least attempt the area of the gap here. Even if it gets near it, you can consider it closed, maybe around $200. So I was looking at 164, and because after hours we have exceeded that, we're looking for a cap around 210, 212, somewhere around there. But I'm not sure that this is going to revisit the all-time highs. This is not a good company, sorry to say. So there's not much driving it there. I still be looking for lower, but for now, don't get too caught up in this. Please don't trade this. Not financial advice. Please don't. AMC, looks like we got more upside. So same thing as GME. So I've been looking for, from an exaggerated move in an asset, I've been looking for a dead cat if it drops like this, for a dead cap to also exceed it. So we got above the resistance line here. It looks like we're trading above right into this gap. So let's see what happens if I have no comment further than that. Just wait for the weekly recap. No comment on this, except we are kind of wedging here. Alibaba, looks like we're trading below 200. That's not good. We had to get above this pivot to remain up, but we could not do that this week. We'll touch base on that in the weekly recap as well. So we met a target to the downside. It looks like we're trading above the 10 simple. We're just kind of riding it. And if we break down from here and a close, we're looking for a 21 exponential. Otherwise, I'm looking for a resistance of 377 EMA on the daily. JP Morgan, it only goes up. I think, yeah, okay. So if 150 breaks, I'm looking for $10 higher. So I'm still looking for around 160, 164, something like that. SOS, we are trading in a range on that. That's uranium. We are doing a 21 exponential to a 10 simple play here, which they are money again. So we're right up to resistance, sorry. It looks like we closed above it, but we're still within the range here. So I would wait for the weekly to close and reassess, because we could just be going sideways for another pop up. Although I do think this zone is a potential top. We just waked up to it. Bitcoin again, 21 exponential to a 10 simple. Money. Good place. More often than not, they play out and they pay. So we closed above the 21 exponential. We're looking for a bounce around there, which is punting longs. And I'm looking for a 10 simple tap. That's what these white lines are. So we went up, down, and then we're looking for more upside. I'm still looking for that. But now, if we end up doing this on 1 or 2 more days, we are potentially building a bear flag situation here. And the target for that would be the downside target here. funny how that plays. Technical analysis sometimes works. So 50 exponential, that would be my area to look for. You know, most people, especially those playing resistances and supports, so horizontals, excuse the typing in the background, the support would be this resistance area here, which just, again, there's a lot of confluence in this area. So keep an eye on that. Netflix, we have hope. All right, looking for this resistance on top. But again, you know, this is coming too close. We are trading right up to it. Right now in pre-market, we're trading below it. Just wait for the weekly. Today's Thursday. I wouldn't trade Friday unless I'm doing options potentially. There's some volatility. Unless you're in a position, I would just hang back, wait for the weekly close, and then set up your plays for Monday. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. If you have a stock you want us to take a look at in the mornings or the weekly recap, just leave a comment below and we'll take a look. Okay, trade safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow.